Hello everyone. Today we shall discuss how Sparkflows can help a lending bank predict loan default. Industry incurs heavy losses when multiple borrowers default to repay the loan. So it's extremely critical to predict the potential losses in case of defaults and proactively estimate the total exposure a lender faces when a borrower is likely to default. The traditional approach for calculating ECL is a very tedious, error prone manual process which involves, say, calculating exposure at default based on the internal loan management data and loss given default by using payment schedules and some basic assumptions from the credit data stores. In fact, probability at default is very difficult to quantify due to the lack of the data on the client's exposures. So here comes SparkFlows, which provides a single pane of glass for analysts, loan managers, and data scientists to seamlessly gain insights from data through built-in intelligent automations like exploratory data analysis, model training, model predictions, and AI GenAI powered apps. The very first step in this process is to capture the business requirement in a built-in wiki, what we are looking at, where we can capture the objective of our solution, which essentially is to assess the potential loss in case of default and exposure at default, to quantify the total exposure, and then document the different approaches. So with that, we connect to the different data sources and pull in the corresponding loan management, customer profile, and all the different types of payment related information. Here we have a synthetic data set which contains say, the member ID, the loan amount, the funded amount, the term, payment term, installment, payment grades, the subgrade, employee title, employee length, home ownership, and all other demographic and payment related information. It's really a pretty exhaustive data set. Now, with that, we have developed very sophisticated models for predicting the loan default, and then the loan manager can use this type of built-in analytical app and leverage this pre-built model to perform the risk prediction. Like in this specific case, the end user can upload a test data set. For example, this is a kind of a test data set that we're talking about, where there is a member ID, loan amount, funded amount, and all the different other information which conforms to the dataset schema that we are looking earlier. And they can do various type of what if analysis. They can select their favorite credit risk modeling if they are aware of like which one to select. Otherwise, like there it can be defaulted to the best possible model, and then like it can generate a very sophisticated report like this as we are looking at it here. So here it can show the top 20 customers who are most likely to default, and here it shows the default score and the average exposure at the default. Similarly, here we are looking at the top 20 customers who are least likely to default, where this green is showing the default score, and the red is showing the average exposure at default. Similarly, we can generate the default score report, and we can find the distribution of the customers by the contract term, meaning on the predicted potential loss or the customers who are most likely to be defaulting. We can further dive deeper into the different segments of the customer and look at different category, basically a breakdown of the prediction by different category. And similarly, like we can look at the distribution of various key risk metrics, in this case like EAD and EL. These are like typical risk metrics that we are looking by loan purpose. So basically by different category and subcategory. Here we are looking at the credit risk metrics by employment title. So not only the predictive metrics, the loan manager can get highly sophisticated recommendations based on the predictive insights. Say, for example, here we get an explanation like, why a particular customer ID we think like going to default. Like here, the low income combined with the extremely high credit utilization is the main reason. And of course, a high interest rate indicates that there is a severe financial strain on this customer, and so on and so forth. Like, this is a particular customer who is least likely to default, and let's see why. Because this customer has stable income, low debt to income ratio, and moderate credit utilization. It suggests that strong financial stability. And this type of recommendations can be summarized and sent as a report to the loan managers, bank officials in a scheduled basis. Another very important feature which is bundled with Spark Flows that we would like to highlight is a conversational app. So here essentially a loan manager is either tapping into the same type of data set that you are looking into, where it can contain various types of notes provided by the loan managers, bank officials, or the comments from the clients themselves. And also there could be various types of internal loan documents which are available. And loan manager can actually or any business user can ask questions like, are there any, say, red flag or indicators in the regions provided that suggest potential loan default, so that they can further dive deeper into the analysis of like various types of decisions which can lead to great value to their business. For example, here it's talking about the potential red flags. They're saying that, hey, there are certain high risk indicators, the financial vulnerability signals that it has discovered due to the unusual financial circumstances or extensive credit card debt. There are certain moderate risk factors that it has found, like, due to entrepreneurial ventures and debt consolidation motivations. And here they see a very low default risk characteristic due to the strong employment history credit management indicators. So in this fashion, uh, the SparkFlow's application, the prepackaged solution, can offer tremendous value to a bank or any lending organization. It can immediately improve the risk assessment, it can enhance the decision making, and it can provide the opportunity for better capital allocation. And of course, like, it will provide a competitive edge over other lending institutes. With that, let me conclude the session. Thank you so much for attending.